Whitman on the year. 24-yard attempt. Rose kick is good. Ole Miss leads by 2 scores. 10-point game with 3:42. Fresno State will need to score twice in 3 minutes and 42 seconds here in the 4th quarter. Carter Blackburn. Mackey from the shotgun on 2nd down. Scott goes in motion. Mackey turns, throws a screen to Moncrief. Moncrief has a 1st down. Running away from the Fresno State D. Dante Moncrief inside the 10. Dragged down at the 5. 57 yards on the screen to Moncrief.
Well, if the plan was to simplify, and David Lee couldn't set it any clearer to us, they've done so. They've run it, but he's also mixed in some really well-timed screen passes. We saw one on the last possession to Scott. This is just an outside screen to Moncrief, and you can see the damage he can do at 215 pounds. Houston said a rare athlete running 4-4 down the field. I really like that play call from David Lee. Getting a little chippy in Fresno tonight.
Scott gets it on 2nd down, turns the corner. Scott bursting away from the Fresno State defense. Touchdown, Jeff Scott, a 69-yard touchdown run. Rebels regain the lead.
We talked about that right side of the offensive line. Remember, 6'9", 340, 6'6", 325. And they do an excellent job of creating and caving in that edge. And Jeff Scott, we talked about it.
Touchdown, Fresno State. Irwin and Jesse calling the ball game, just a couple booths next to us. 1st down for Ole Miss. Mackey avoids the pressure and goes scrambling all the way across the 50, across the 45, looking like Jeremiah Masoli did a year ago against Fresno State.
What did Pat Hill say to us yesterday in our production meeting? The one thing he was fearful of this evening were the Rebels in situations where they were outmanned. Just like that Logan Harrell impact player, 2-on-1, they can't make the play. That looks exactly like Jeremiah Masoli from a season ago. Bolton's run early identity, and you better start converting 3rd downs and keeping your defense off the field.
Straight drop on 3rd and 4. Mackey over the middle, caught. 1st down, Ole Miss and more. Big chunk play for Jamez Logan, who's still on his feet all the way down to the Fresno State 20. Not only does Ole Miss convert on 3rd down, a 46-yard pickup.
Really nice patience for Mackey to let that play develop. It's a rub route underneath, and you see Fresno State's underneath coverage get picked off. And this was what kept Ole Miss alive last season, were the big plays. It's the one thing.
Defensively, here's some reverse action. Mackey will throw it wide open. Touchdown, Dante Moncrief. 38 yards. There is your answer. Minimum, you might have any energy you might have brought out of that locker room. Now you're looking at 1st down and 10 from the 34. Stout will swing it out to Scott. Gets a couple of good blocks and turns the corner. Scott to the 20. Makes a man miss. Given 6. And the Rebels are on the board. There is a flag down in midfield, however.
Well, that's usually in the area of holding. And maybe Jamal Mosley working against Jarvis Jones, the outside linebacker. Just a lot to ask to hold that block for so long. Play took a long time to develop.
Holding. Offense number 8. 10-yard penalty. Repeat 1st down.
Quarterback, I don't think it was Zach Stout.
No, I don't think Zach's going to be catching Jeff Scott.
No way. He can't throw it and then get out in front of Jeff Scott and block. Right here, just right on the edge. And Jeff Scott might be the fastest player on the football field. You're not catching him. Bakari Rambo, who is a fast, good-looking player, has an angle. And you see right there, number 17, holding that block just a little bit too wide.
Mosley, the tight end.
Plays, and then the open field tackles, Dave, that they're able to make has been unbelievable.
Deep down the field, pass is caught. Dante Moncrief will take it in for the touchdown.
47 yards, and Ole Miss is on the board, and you can erase all those shutout numbers I just mentioned.
All that 1968 stuff. In one fell swoop, and that's the distance.
The 45 of Ole Miss. 4-man front by the Rebels. Bring a little pressure off the edge, and Smith is dropped. Tyrone Nix dialed up a first down blitz. Mike Mary, loss of 10, led the charge.
Well, this as a senior quarterback, and Larry Smith, who's played a lot of football, and you're going to see right there Mike Mary is going to get to Larry Smith, but you got to know, after a turnover, the ball's got to come out. It's coming right into you.
And although Ole Miss does expect him to return this season. Randall Mackey, naked bootleg, a lot of room to run to the 35, to the 25, and he goes down at the 22-yard line. Sometimes you just call it the exactly perfect play.
And you just keep pounding inside, and of course SIU cheating inside to stop that run, and
right.
it's just play action bootleg, naked, and Randall Mackey just cruising down the field, and he finally just tugs.
So 2nd and 10 here from the 31. Pass is intercepted. Kind of look what I found play there for Charles Sawyer. May have been tipped. And Sawyer went down low and picked it off.
Well, McIntosh trying to hit his tight end. Looks like right there Richard just simply threw it behind him, and Charles Sawyer, great job of reacting. He's the young man who had the 96-yard interception return last week. The Rebels are back in punt formation, and guess who? Jeff Scott.
Jeff Scott to return the kick of Austin Puchalowski. He punted only one time in the opener for 49 yards. Here's Jeff Scott. Oh, he's trying to get to the outside. He's got some speed. Oh, what a block! Jeff Scott still on his feet. It's the Jeff Scott Show. Tiptoes. Touchdown.
Let his feet do the talking, Richard. Jeff Scott, the Rebels had a block punt on. Jeff Scott down all by himself after extremely good punt. You see it right here. Jeff Scott, he doesn't have a blocker in sight, and just simply outruns
Here comes one.
coverage. Here comes a block right there. Beautiful job. We're going to get to see 42 is going to get taken out by number 30 right there. Oh. And then Jeff Scott, he's got a wall of blockers. He just simply tiptoes down that sideline. One guy to beat. All you got to do is stay in bounds. Jeff Scott, great punt return. 2nd and long.
So from 1st and 3 to 2nd and 9. Back Stout on a draw. Here's Jeff Scott again. Oh, he runs away from the man to the 25, cuts it back across the 20, headed for the end zone. Touchdown, Ole Miss.
That's exactly what you expect out of Jeff Scott. We talked about needing a crease, but he's the guy you want out in the open field. He's the Dexter McCluster type. Get him in space, let him work against those defensive linemen and linebackers. Absolutely no contest, Richard. We're going to get a chance to see right there. Just strictly a handoff. Delayed draw. Jeff Scott breaks tackles, comes to the Rebel sidelines, and he just cuts it back.
37-yard touchdown run for Jeff Scott.
Heaps up the seam, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Charles Sawyer. He's got some blockers out in front. Sawyer still on his feet. He might go. Charles Sawyer will go all the way for an Ole Miss touchdown.